morning, good morning. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. We haven't spoken, none of it. I haven't been off of social media. It is Monday, June 17th, the start of summer, guys. It is finally here. The weather kind of got here way before the season did, but we're here together. I am Trooper Steven Montiero, your traffic safety expert at WKMG News 6, part of the #1 best morning team in Central Florida. Had the past couple of days off. I was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week, so you attach that to the weekend, and almost sometimes like I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. But back with you. A lot of things going on personally, so getting things moved around. Wow, guys, look, there's one of those ugly Cybertrucks right there, left-hand side. And it's like baby blue. Looks like a high-end toaster oven or something. Crazy. Anyways, but a lot of things. I posted last week. My wife got a brand new job. She's been working real hard for, became a flight attendant. And you want to talk about a crazy world? Crazy. So she's up in New York right now. I'm here with you guys, but nothing's going to change, right? Today's topic, interesting one. So we're not going to talk about any certain brands or anything like that, but what we are going to talk about are the benefits. And I am talking about dash cameras. So similar to what we have right here in the truck, a camera that is on the dash facing forward. And law enforcement really were the first to start to get them to where they became at least noticeable publicly, where we would watch law enforcement responses and traffic stops and stuff like that. What does a camera really do for us as individuals? And I don't want to answer a lot of these questions right off the bat, so I'm prepping to what we're going to talk about a little bit. So think about, I've been with you guys now almost 8 years, right? And think about what I talk about when it comes to crash investigation or a certain term, an independent wheel witness or independent witness, and how those come into play with traffic investigations. So I want you to think about what a dash camera does for you individually. It is truly the unbiased, independent witness for anything that happens in your vehicle. Now, 5 years ago, we could rewind just 5 years ago, and getting a dash camera was not that easy. They were expensive. You can hop online right now and find one ranging from $19.99 up to a couple $100. And at the end of the day, you're looking for what meets your budget and really for what your purpose to having one is. Are you a daily commuter? Are you someone who drives on the highway a lot? Are you putting lots of mileage on your vehicle to where investing in a quality camera would do you justice? Or are you an average Joe, like 90%, which isn't a bad thing, of just someone who drives to and from your community and stuff like that, and you just want something for safety? You could literally find one right now for $19 up to $30 on Amazon or any type of website, and it'll be to your house by the end of the day. And there are different modes. Some have smartphone capability, where it syncs with your phone every time you get into the car. It saves things. Some are just click and play, kind of click and go. My producer and I are big fans of our dash cams because of what they grab. And when I'm talking independent witness, why am I talking independent witness, right? So let's drive and chat about this for a second. Say I'm here, right? The light is so red, we could paint an apple with it. Now it's green. So I go through this light, and all of a sudden, boom, I get hit from the side or something like that. And say no witnesses stick around. I know what I'm going to say. My light turned green. I proceeded through the intersection, and wakata, I got hit. But if no witness sticks around, do you think that other driver's going to tell the truth? At least I would hope they are. But the chances are slim, and they're going to be like, well, I don't know what color light it was. So as a crash investigator, whether it be the sheriff's office, police department, or the highway patrol, when we show up, we are going to do our best to take the totality of everything we see at the scene, evidence, driver 1, driver 2, statements, and determine what happened. But if we can't, we provide an investigative report as to what we observed, and sometimes it's up to the insurance company. But what happens if you have that dash camera? What happens if you have that independent witness who can't lie, who can't revert from the truth? Because it's a device that is recording. So this is where that comes into play. That law enforcement officer shows up at scene of your crash, right? Asks you what happened, then they go to the other driver, but you tell that law enforcement officer, sir, ma'am, I have this crash on camera. Guess what? The story is now told. So what do I mean? There is no, well, I've got to investigate to see if you're really telling the truth. No. You are allowed to then provide that camera footage to the law enforcement officer for evidentiary purposes, meaning to support your side what happened. Keep in mind, that camera's not going to lie. So if you made the mistake, that camera's going to show that as well. And that's something that we need to be aware of. The camera is just simply going to tell the truth. Now, there are a few different versions of cameras that are out there. Now, News 6 truck, Results 1, we are a commercial production type vehicle. So, of course, we've got cameras everywhere on this bad boy. So, we've got them up in the front. I have them facing in the back, even out on the sides of the truck here. Okay? But when it comes to driving, there are so many different options out there. So, if you're watching this going, man, Steve, I've really been considering it, I'd start basic, guys. Start so basic. Get yourself one just to see if you like it. If it's something that you're willing to maintain and keep up with. What do I mean maintain and keep up with? There are steps that come with it. You do need to wire it to your vehicle. There are steps that come with it. You need to buy a memory card, things like that. You need to make sure it's in the right spot. I don't need you getting too stressed out with all the other extra stuff. There are rear cameras as well, and you can get into that. But this is what I would recommend. Hop on online shopping. I'm not going to plug the biggest online shopper, but you already know who I'm talking about. And simply put in dash camera, vehicle dash cameras. That's all you need to do. And you're going to get probably 200 options of vehicle dash cameras. Like, let's go. I count to 3, guys. If you don't go, you get a little love tap from me. Because at that point, you're obstructing traffic, and you're allowed to do the same. But you're going to get so many different options. Some adhesive, some hardwire, some rechargeable, some sync up. There are really good options out there. You're not going to find all these super name brands because there's not a lot. There are a lot of generic brands out there. My producer's got a really good one. I have one in my personal car. The missus has one in her Jeep. We don't need one here. But when the question is presented to me, Steve, do you support dash cameras? 150 million %. Because unfortunately, we are a species that gets very protective. Sometimes traumatic things happen and we don't necessarily remember how they happen, or we try to get a little defensive and may fib a white lie along the way. So having the dash camera is having basically an attorney, having a law enforcement officer in the car with you that is watching everything you do. There are some that even have cameras that face you if you're one of those. I don't like cameras that face me when I'm driving. Here in Results 1, different story obviously, but there's so many different versions. But at the end of the day, I would highly, highly, highly recommend every vehicle have them to protect yourself. The insurance companies are not there to help us. I don't work for one. I don't care. They are a for-profit company. Insurance companies are for profit. They will do everything they can not to pay money out in certain situations. So when you have just hard evidence that has no human element into it, I'm going to tell you, it can help so much. I've showed up on crashes to where the driver was like, look, this is what happened. I've got it on tape. I've got it recorded on my phone. Are you willing to show me that? Absolutely. Can you email that to me? Absolutely. Attach that to the crash report. Done deal. And that's it. But so often, I've even been to crashes, no joke, this has happened, where I have gone to a traffic crash where a vehicle struck another vehicle from behind. So for example, like this Jeep here in front of me, and I show up at the rear end collision. Driver in front says, well, they hit me from behind. The driver in the back says, no, they backed up from the light. And I'm like, why in the world would they back up? And then the other driver's like, I didn't back up. And then someone has a dash cam. And then you see the bright white lights, you see them back up, and a crash occurs. I don't need to ask anybody any questions other than, are you okay? Do you need medical attention? Is there any reason to why your vehicle backed in reverse? Well, I didn't back in reverse. Yes, you did. And that's the end of it. So there is no fix-all. There are a lot of high-dollar cameras out there. There are a lot of people that are suddenly getting into the market. Ring has a really cool camera that gets installed in your vehicle. It even looks cool and futuristic, forward and rear facing for interior of the vehicle, and it's compatible with your Ring app. So many different versions. You're going to find generic version after generic version, and that's okay, as long as you're doing something to protect yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what the camera is for. Just why law enforcement wear them. People, oh, I want accountability for law enforcement. What's the camera done more than anything? It's shown how uncooperative society is with law enforcement, and the camera's actually benefited law enforcement more than what people thought it would. And I'm a huge pro camera guy. I love cameras, especially if you're operating in the public sector under public record in a public environment to where recording is allowed. It is the best thing in the world. Same thing in your car. People drive too crazy here in Central Florida for he said, she said kind of mess. When you've got a dash camera, you don't even need to say anything and be like, nope, look at this clown and how this clown is driving. And then stuff like that happens. So if you are considering or in the market or have thought of the idea, man, should I or should I not get a camera? Get the camera. I'm not telling you need to spend a whole bunch of money on it. I'm just simply saying get the camera. Find one that works for your budget and your lifestyle. Take the time, maybe 30, 40 minutes, read the manual, install it in your car, and I promise you, you will not regret it. So really easy stream today on a Monday. My first day back after, last time I saw you guys was Tuesday. You guys have been live in Kissimmee already since I've been gone. But simple subject about dash cameras. Remember what they are. They are an independent, neutral wheel witness that allows things to be seen from a perspective of non-emotion, from someone not getting emotionally involved, simply telling the truth. And at the end of the day, that's what we want when it comes to crashes. So I appreciate you guys. Please drive safely today. Have an amazing day. The weather is stunning. It's going to be a great day outside. And I want you guys to have a good one. So, yeah, do your research. Go check it out. Love you guys. Have a good one. And I'll talk to you later.